Hello and welcome to a very noisy Irish Independent Park for our coverage of the Clayton Hotel's Munster Senior Schools Cup final as CBC meet PBC. It is most certainly a rivalry which spans generations, so expect plenty of fireworks. Kick-off is coming up very shortly. Both schools reside at the top of the honours list in Munster Senior Cup rugby with 29 titles each to their name. The great race to 30 at the heart of this great rivalry between the superpowers of Cork and Munster was of course put on hold last year, with Glenstal Abbey winning their first ever title. But fast forward 12 months and we await a match that no doubt will be one for the ages. Yes, you're very welcome, and I am in the very able company of a Christians and Munster legend, Donncha O'Callaghan, who I think has just about recovered from yesterday's defeat.
I don't know if you need a bit of medicine after yesterday. Today certainly is a brilliant schools game ahead, and two huge clubs or schools in Cork, all on the line to get to 30. So it'll be an interesting day, and you just hope that these lads perform. It's an awful lot of pressure, and Shane, you just want them to go out and express themselves and play, because so much work goes into it.
How difficult will it be to block out this atmosphere, block out the occasion and just concentrate on the match?
It is very tough, and what we have to remember here is we're not dealing with professional athletes. These are young men, schoolboys, and the pressure, it's who handles the pressure when it comes to a cup final. So you might wonder, look at recent form or look at history. Sometimes it comes down to on the day, and look, this will be an incredible game. I saw both these teams play in the semi-final. The variation in the game, the speed in which they play is incredible, and I think it'll be exciting from start to finish.
And as we touched on, both teams on 29 titles, going for that historic 30. Will that be on the minds of players, or will it not matter at all?
I don't think it'll matter to everyone in the stands, the past pupils, everyone involved with the school. But when you're in it for your time, you just want to make sure that you could come away with a senior cup medal. So these guys will look at their opportunity. A certain number of guys maybe have 2 more years, but some guys have one opportunity and they've 70 minutes of rugby to grab it. So they'll be left with a trophy or a scar, which is unfortunate, but that's how it goes.
Listen, Donncha, the rain's just about pelting down here now, so we'll let you get up to the commentary position. Just a few moments before we came on air, I caught up with both managers, Brian McMahon and Christian's Tommy Crowe.
Look, we're delighted with this after last year. Irrespective of the outcome, we're just delighted to be back. Good chance to have another go to see if we lift the trophy. That's what it has been about. Our preparations have been very good. We've had our 12 or 13 days, ample time, so we're ready to go.
A 36-point victory in the semi-final. It was not like that which did you get confidence going into today?
It does, and it's very much different from the quarter-final game against Cousin the Dublin Thurman Park, which was a whole different level, but we probably got scores in the semi-final at the right time, our score on the bad side, but we're just on the day, probably the timing of the scores and the type of scores that we're all just, we accumulated a bit, but look, that's the way it is, and we're under no illusions as to what today is going to be like.
Both schools locked in 29 titles each, bragging rights at stake. Does that add an extra sense of occasion to this final?
Not for the players and not for the coaches, but I know the historians around the school, there's no doubt that they're thinking about the number of titles. But for us, we're only concentrating, we don't even mention that inside the dressing room. We're very much focused on what we need to do today and the game that's ahead.
Well, following a dramatic victory of abandoning the semi-final, I'm sure you'll be hoping for the same outcome today, with possibly a less nervy ending. 100%. Look, it's a 50-50 game with two fantastic teams. So we're just really looking forward to it. So hopefully it'll be a good game. The weather's looking down this, it's sunny soon. Perfect game for everybody. The boisterous crowd expected tonight, a great occasion to be involved in. Is a match of this magnitude of challenging mentally as it is physical? 100%. We're talking about 6,000-7,000 people in a very tight-packed stadium. It'll be on top of it. It'll be about how they deal with the occasion, the day that's in it, as well as playing the game. So yes, 100% it's both sides, physical and mental. Given the result of last year's semi-final, 2 point loss to a local rivals, will revenge be on the mind? I don't think so. Look, the great thing about schools rugby is you're talking about a completely different team every single year. So like every year they have to fight their own battles. Like, you can't live in the past. The past is great. It's great for the old boys. It's great for everybody else. But the team themselves, they're just going to make their own history.
As you can see, both teams in the tunnel. We are just about to get underway. 29 titles each, both going for the historic 30. This is history. To take us through the match, our commentary team, Donncha O'Callaghan, and first, Lee Mahern.
Thanks very much, Shane. Good afternoon, everybody. Well, the weather has been mixed here at Irish Independent Park all day, but thankfully, just as the teams come out, it is a beautiful afternoon, and this is going to be a right cracker. Many traditions on St. Patrick's Day, and of course the Munster School Senior Cup is the big one for rugby supporters. And here this afternoon, one of these two Cork sides will take the complete bragging orders. 29 titles each. Who is going to win title number 30 in the history of this wonderful schools rugby competition? Looking forward to what should be an absolutely cracking game. Team news then, well, Christians start out and their coach Tommy Crowe has plenty of experience to call on ahead of this afternoon's game. Billy Kane at fullback is the man with the boot, 24 points to his name from the boot, including a try. Captain is Scott Buckley, who of course is Munster Irish under-19 and last year was on the bench when they suffered defeat. John Willis starts at 5 while Keane Hurley wears number 8. From a Prez point of view, well, their last title was back in 2017 and they'll be looking to the Michael Hand on the wing. Peter Cunningham in the centre with Joe O'Leary at scrum half have all been try scorers in this game. Captain is Louis Bruce. Dara Murphy will anchor the scrum. For the replacements bench, well, plenty of experience on that too. Dylan McAuliffe came off the bench to score a try last day out for Christians, while James O'Shaughnessy is in his second year for Prez on the bench for them. Cracking atmosphere here at Irish Independent Park. Referee for this afternoon's game is Richard Horgan. And well, everything pretty much ready to rock and roll then. And Donncha O'Callaghan alongside me. This is always a special day, but there's a cracking atmosphere with these two Cork sides.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone in Cork rugby is affected by today's game. Everyone knows someone probably on the pitch or that's been around these schools. So great tradition, great history, and glad to get it underway.
Well, it's Prez who get us underway, playing from left to right as we watch it here. And that kickoff goes long down the far side, but it's Christians who win possession of it, and first taste of action. Well, there's been a knock-on, referee playing an advantage there. So Christians have this at the base with Mark O'Connor. Pops this one up and look to bring this one forward now. Referee still playing the advantage as it's tied inside the opening couple of minutes, as you would imagine. Just been told to use it, a Christian, so the box kick goes up from O'Connor long down the field. Two of them go up for it. It's eventually French who brings that one and kicks that one downfield, looking for possession, but just a bit too much on that, and might go all the way over the dead ball, which it does, and we're back to where it started. So first mistake of the day.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate, just a little bit too much on the kick. Right idea, there was space there, and it's probably getting used to the pitch as well. With an all-weather pitch, the ball can run that little bit longer, but certainly a good start by both sides. No sign of early nerves, which can be terrible for these young schoolboys in such a big day.
It is a huge day, and I read where Simon Zebo, of course, who scored that wonderful try the first time they met in the final since 2007, said that it probably was the biggest education he ever got, was that day in the Munster School Senior Cup final, and both of them this afternoon will probably say the same.
Yeah, absolutely. Liam, we saw the lads setting up for their photo before it. If you could ask me the most nervous moment of my life, it's my Senior Cup photo before you take place. It's just nerve-wracking stuff.
First scrum of the day then, and Christians defeat it with O'Connor. That's a good solid scrum for them. Out they work it, trying to get through the lines here. Drop the ball low. Prez dive on that straight away, and now they look to kick this one forward or intercept. And referee though will come back for that knock on originally. And well, that, you say no sign of nerves, but that was probably the first sign of nerves there. That ball just dropped as they went on the attack.
I don't know what I put it down to nerves. It was brilliant line speed by Prez. You just see every one of the Prez defenders here getting off, knowing their men, and just making the best they can with a brilliant shot to turn over the ball.
So second scrum of the afternoon then. inside the opening couple of minutes here. And first scrum of the day for Prez for them to feed. And Joe O'Leary is going to put this one in. Referee just wants the scrum to be correct. There is O'Leary, first put in of the afternoon for him. In it goes. Good solid scrum this time by Prez, so that's a good solid scrum apiece inside the opening couple of minutes, and kick forward there. But Christians gather possession of that one there, and Billy Kane kicks this back downfield. He's opposite number McLaughlin. It was on the squad last year, looks up for this one, thinks about taking it on, and does. Brings play to just inside the 10-metre line. Ball back very quickly to Joe O'Leary. Pops this one back. And taken into contact there by Candellum, who of course got the last-minute try in that dramatic semi-final victory for them. Kick down the field there from Cunningham. Beautiful kick into the space and finds touch at far side of the field.
What a super kick, and what a super start by Cunningham. Brilliant defence to turn over the ball, and then just such a smart kick into the corner.
Just spotted the little gap there, and that is a beautifully flighted kick and into touch. And first line out of the afternoon, and Christians will be looking to secure possession of this one. Scott Buckley, who captains the side, going to put this one in, but there's just a slight little injury, so the referee has just stopped play for just a second to hold it up. So we've had a scrum apiece each, Donica, and they've both been very solid, so set piece so far has been good. Let's see about lineouts now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're the areas you want to tick off, but there's been an awful lot good. I think both teams are, there's no early nerves. Both teams are trying to get through a bit of play. I think we've seen great line speed by Prez to get off and disrupt any type of launch that Christians were looking to put into play. But when you've players making great early starts like Peter Cunningham, brilliant start to the game, and he'll settle everyone around him then with a performance like that. But they're standout moments.
Well, there's always great atmosphere here, and none more so than today as well. It was Conor Walsh that was receiving a bit of treatment, but he's back to his feet now. So play going to resume with that line out across on that far side, and Buckley is going to throw this one in. First line out of the afternoon. Breeze blows. That's well taken there by Aidan Breen. Brings that one down. And Christian secure possession of it. Try to get the drive on, but that's well held up by Prez, but a break away from it. Up to the 10-metre line now. And that's popped up now. Brought forward again. Brought to ground again. Looking to use the recycled ball as they bring this one forward up to the 10-metre line. That was taken forward by Cian Hurley. His gallop is stopped. Referee just wants them back, and the pass to Hooley knocked on again. The pass from Hooley not the best at the laces, and Prez now have an opportunity as they come forward into touch though across on that far side. Good tackling, but again we see the mistake. Referee says no advantage. He's going to come back for the scrum as opposed to the line out. Here's the knock on again, Donovan.
Yeah, just taking the ball really late to the line. Really tough there to, you'd like to get the pass a little bit earlier on and maybe put a bit of footwork on it. But, that happens. It's how you respond to moments like that, and it was quite important.
So yet another scrum to happen here, but there's an injury across on that far side. This time it's a Prez player that's down. Just looking for a bit of treatment over there. Hopefully nothing too serious. Early stages of this game, and both sides just trying to find each other out at this moment in time. So it's Dara French, I think, that has picked up the injury, and this might have been where he picked it up. Just landed awkwardly, I'd say, Donegan, more so than anything.
Yeah, it looks like he might have rolled his ankle a little bit. He doesn't look all that comfortable there, but he's in the best of care with the medics that are on site. You see Dr. Tygo Sullivan there, around Prez for years, but also the the Munster doctor. He'll be well looked after. Same with Christians, Dr. Larry Martin. These are guys that look after the schools and rugby people throughout Cork for years. So these young men are in safe hands.
They sure are. As French still receiving treatment across on that far side, but hopefully nothing too serious from his point of view. So play is stopped. Opportunity now. We're going to resume with that scrum across on that far side. And there you see him just receiving treatment to the ankle. And he's hoping to run that off, yeah. Looks as though he's going to be all right to continue on. So we are going to resume with the scrum for Prez from that original knock-on. An opportunity for them now, as Joe O'Leary going to feed this scrum again. Second one from his feed so far. Very even in terms of scrum so far, as O'Leary pops this one in and back again on the Prez side. Pops the pass up quickly towards Bruce, the captain. Now lays this one off as Bruce again takes that one forward, but well tackled just outside the 22 there. Back again towards O'Leary, pops this one up, and that is John Ford, brought to ground. Good tackling, it has to be said, from a Christian's point of view here. Early doors, good defence from them. And now Kinderland brings this one forward, up towards, trying to get towards the 22. O'Leary again pops this one back. Kelleher takes this one forward. Jack Kelleher brought to ground, dead straight in front of the post. Referee says holding on. Brilliant defence from Christians.
Absolutely super there, just to get over the ball and, you know, cover and make that tackle, do the best job they can. Harry O'Riordan doing a great job, and you know, he's probably rich in rugby history with his dad James O'Riordan tugging up for Connacht, so you could go into all the family connections on both sides of this. I think you'd cross everyone that probably has represented both Munster and Ireland as they go on. This really is a breeding ground for Cork sport.
Well, here we see again the turnover there as O'Riordan went in, just made sure that that ball wasn't coming out. And not only can he score tries, 3 tries so far in this year's campaign, was on the bench last year for Christians, but on that occasion doing well with the turnover. So line out across on that far side. Buckley again to feed this one. Second one of the afternoon for him, and that's a turnover. Well robbed there. I think it might have been the hand of John Ford that brought it back down on the Prez side. And now they look to come forward towards halfway. Good rob from them. O'Leary again pops this one back, and the kick from Bruce, trying to find space, but well taken there by Billy Kane. He tries the box kick up into the air just a little too far, but that might work out well because Kinderland has knocked that one on. Referee plays the advantage, and Christians are happy enough with that too, as they bring play just inside halfway. They look to keep it tight now. Brought into contact. Good tackle there, brought to ground right on halfway. Ball still back though with O'Connor. Pops this pass up. That is O'Riordan trying to spin through. He's got magic feet as O'Riordan inside the 10-metre line. Brought to ground. Good work by him. Pops this one back towards Hooley. Out on this near side. The kick goes forward. Might bounce awkwardly. It will break, and this is going to be Aaron Lee who picks it up. A brilliant tackle. Has he made it? Held up just a metre short, Lee. Brilliant work. And the referee has said it's in. He's given a penalty. Not a try, a penalty. The crowd thought it was a penalty. The crowd thought it was a try, but hands in there, I think, from a Prez point of view. And that was brilliant stuff initially from Lee.
What a brilliant kick. Great weight to it. Just allows time to gather a ball, and just looking at this, does everything to try to get the ball back and present on the right side.
And I can tell you that Darren Murphy has picked up a yellow card for hands inside there. Stopped what probably was going to be a sure try.
It's very tough on Darren Murphy there though. Those moments, you've a split decision to, you know, decide what to do. Do you leave, you know, someone score a try or get over the line, and made in a fraction of a second of a chance to slow up the ball, and done probably nothing I wouldn't do myself.
Well, Tara Murphy has picked up that yellow card, which now means that Prez are going to be forced into a change. But we'll watch this in just a moment as Christians have this lineup. What an ideal opportunity for them now. Scott Buckley to throw this one into the lineup. They'll hope to gather possession of it. The referee just wants the gap correct in the line-out. Opportunity here now, and a glorious one A 5-metre attacking line out for Christians as Buckley well taken at the back there, and Christians look to get the drive in. The Pres defence holding it up solid initially, but the drive is rolling towards that Pres line. They can't be stopped. They're in. First try of the day goes to Christians, and that is a wonderful move. And it's the man who started it with the line out, Scott Buckley, who gets the touchdown, and Christians have the perfect start.
Yeah, great start. Great leadership as well by Scott Buckley there. You know, the throw to win the throw at the tail of the line out. Christians get into a good format and just sheer off to the edge there, and loads of leg work. And you know, I think we're all used to seeing Hooker score at that the back and tail of the maul, but he's an awful lot of work still to do there, and leg drives his way over the line.
Well, Billy Kane with the conversion opportunity then. 24 points from the boot so far in this campaign. He'll be hoping to add a further conversion to that. Here he comes, kicks this one, but he's skewered that one to the left. So it's just the 5 points, and Christians, well, they have the first try of the game in pretty much what was their first venture inside the Pres half.
Absolutely. I think, you know, Pres, you know, for the opening 10 minutes have probably been dominant both in attack and defence, and Christians just getting one opportunity and taking it.
So Christians into the lead with that try, and an opportunity now. What can Pres do from the restart here? They'll be hoping to get back up that field and put that behind them as Bruce goes just about 10 for that, and it's back on the Pres side. That's a good kickoff, well won by them, and now O'Leary goes forward, brought to ground. He was the scrum half, so Bruce again up towards the 10-metre line, held up. Ball is back though, and into the hands now of Cunningham. Tries to get through, but that Christians defence, they're claiming that he's held onto it. Referee just tells him to release it, which he eventually does, and O'Leary pops the pass up now, and this one towards that far side as Pres come on the attack again, trying to find the key to unlock Christians defence, but held up again. Pass is a bit wild, back says the referee, and Rory Duggan happy to hold on to that. Brought to ground, referee just tells Christians to roll away. They didn't do so once the tackle was made, and that's going to be a penalty to Pres. And well, Scott Buckley, after scoring the try at the opposite end, turns to villain on that one, giving away the penalty.
Yeah, just you wouldn't say unlucky, but maybe just being able to read the referee a little bit better. You can hear him clearly saying to leave the ball, and I think Christians got a reward for poaching the ball earlier on, so everyone will really target it. But Christians are doing really well at the break. Don't need to, you know, Pres probably want to resource it a little bit better.
Well, Bruce kicks that one into touch across on that far side, and a good attacking platform. They're going to have to make a change here, I would imagine, because with Murphy in the bin, so it's going to be the prop Rory Duggan to throw this one in. They haven't brought on a replacement hooker just quite yet, after Darren Murphy is in the sin bin, of course, for that tackle. So it's Rory Duggan to throw this one into the line-out. The prop does well, brought back. That's a smashing tackle on Sean Henry Squires, and the referee has said, though, not rolling away yet again, and Pres take this one quickly. Christians weren't back 10, so they'll have the advantage again now. It's in the hands of Bruce. Pops this one back, not the best of passes back, and so the referee is going to come back for Christians not being back 10. Good thinking there, taking the quick tap and go, and eventually they get the penalty now in a right attacking position here.
You have to tip your hat to Rory Duggan there. You know, you can so easily make a change, but someone stepping up in a moment like that and saying, I'm comfortable to do it. All the management and people involved there, you know, you practice your lineouts for hours, and then you throw in your loose head to throw it in, and he does an incredible job.
Well, they've decided that they're going to kick for the post. Here's the quick tap and go again. Good thinking there, and they've won that one. It's been brought forward the 10 metres, and now an opportunity here for this one. It's the captain, Louis Bruce, that's going to kick this one. Just being held there by Darren McSweeney, because we do have a strong bit of a breeze.
Well, no better man than the tight head to hold it then.
He's down low, holding it well anyway. And here's an opportunity for Bruce, who captains the side, Munster and Irish under 19, and an opportunity to get their first score of the afternoon. He looks to have made good contact with that, right between the uprights. Super kick, and it's back to within 2, and probably no more than Prez deserve, in fairness to the cap.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, his goal kicking, his kicking around the pitch has been phenomenal as well. Even the first kick off there from the score, giving his forwards every opportunity to try to get the ball back. And you know, that's a great bit of play by Prez to get back, to get points on the board so quickly after a score.
Well, just what they would have wanted after conceding that try, immediately going back down the field and getting points on the board. So Christians now to restart this one. And Cian Hooley going to come to this near side, it appears, with this kick-off, which he does, goes along with this one, and that is taken yet again. Good take there by the big number 8 again from the Prez point of view. Brings this ball back now, and it's there at the feet of O'Leary. High box kick, probably a bit too long, and Hooley gathers possession of that, lays it back towards Billy Kane, and Kane sends this one back down to where it came from. He's opposite number Mark McLaughlin. Has he fumbled that one forward? He has. Thought he had gotten away with it. Just acted very innocently in terms of what me ref. But here you see, he certainly just fumbled it forward.
Yeah, you can see he's probably trying to organise the guys around him. And on big days, it just comes down to doing the simple things well. Just, you know, making sure you look after the ball. But he's a quality player. He'll make up for moments like that.
Well, Dara Murphy is back on the field of play for Prez now, so first scrum, there was no scrums while he was off, so that has worked out perfectly from their point of view. So Dara Murphy back in to anchor the scrum for the Prez. And an opportunity here now for yet another put in now for Mark O'Connor. And what can Christians manufacture from here? Just their second venture inside the Prez 22. They got to try first venture. They'll be looking for something similar again. The scrum is held up solidly again. Pops this one back up towards the 22, dead straight in front of the post. Where's the ball? Mark O'Connor forages for it, pops this one up, and Christians just make that couple of yards forward. O'Connor again with the pop pass. On it goes, running at pace midway between the 22 and the try line now. Christians again take this one forward. That is Adrian Bryan brought to ground. Back now towards Cian Hurley, who's got one try so far this season. He's taken that in, and that's brilliant defence from a Prez point of view. They forced the penalty, just not releasing, and that's great defence and pressure off for them.
Penalty. Yeah, absolutely. Great work to, like we're seeing, becoming so popular in the game. It doesn't matter. Before this was a talent you normally saw back rows that, but everyone now does a great job of getting over the ball there, and we see O'Leary doing a great job to make a nuisance of himself at that break though.
As you say, it was the likes of Peter O'Mahony before that was the real man, but doing that. But everybody seems to be, that is the heart of key of defence now. So Prez making a substitution. It's Dara French, who picked up the injury early on in the game, is making his way off, and he's been replaced by Daniel Hurley. So early change for Prez.
Yeah, and that's very tough for him. You know, I don't think we got, you know, with only 80 minutes gone to come off with injury. Quality player, and I know he'll be disappointed, but hopefully his teammates can put in a massive performance for him. You know, he started really well, but just obviously through injury didn't get to fire a shot in this game.
Couldn't shake off that ankle injury that he picked up in the early stages. The line-out comes back rather scrappily, and the referee has said it was crooked in, I think is what he's saying. That's exactly it. So it's going to be a scrum to Christians just inside their own half, and an opportunity for them. Here we see it again. I don't think there can be too many complaints about that to the count.
Yeah, and if you look at the touch judge's flag, you know, there is a strong wind that Prez are playing into. Sometimes you have to allow for them, and it's not always the hooker there. You just need to make smart calls. Maybe when you know you're on a certain area of the pitch where the wind plays up, that you might hit closer to the front of the lineup.
So the scrum going to be set again. The referee just wants them all to move a step forward. So a chance here now for Christians again to feed this one in, and Mark O'Connor with the ball in his hands. Fine crowd at Irish Independent Park this afternoon for the Schools Cup final, as one would expect. deadlocked on 29 titles each. Who's going to claim the ultimate bragging rights and move top of the School Senior Cup leaderboard? O'Connor pops this pass up, and now Christians again just looking to find the gap, and it's that man again, Harry O'Riordan, who seems to be able to find a little bit of space every time he gets the ball. Adrian Bryan brings this one forward, brought to ground, ball slowly comes back forward now from Scott Buckley, the captain and try scorer, brought to ground. O'Connor pops this one up. It's the prop, Shirley Robinson, who brings this one forward. He's lost that one though, lost it forward in the tackle. Good defence again from the Prez point of view, and Christians Prez are claiming that it was over the top from a Christians point of view. They wanted a penalty, but they've got a scrum. But again, you see just a mistake going into contact.
Yeah, as a front five forward, I'll never complain about watching scrums, so penalties aren't half as exciting. But look, I think, you know, early in this match, 20 minutes gone, we've seen an awful lot of structure, and I think when this game kind of opens up a bit, I think we'll see the best of these players. Of course, there's the nerves. It's a big day, but looking at both of these sides from the semi-final, they probably haven't hit the kind of top gears that we know they're both capable of.
Well, considering Christian scored 7 tries in that semi-final, they got the early one here, but haven't really rekindled on from that one.
Right now.
As this ball is back now at the feet of Joe O'Leary, pops this one up, and that's the kick from Peter Cunningham, trying to find the space. That looks a beautiful kick. It is beautiful again from Cunningham in the space on that far side, and that a super kick.
Yeah, and you can see even the Christian supporters are applauding that. I think everyone around Munster would like to see that type of rugby, keeping his pack going forward and just being efficient about how they get in the right areas of the pitch. Can happen an awful lot that you try to overplay, and when you can make a smart kick like that, and you know, we can see there with the touch judge flag how strong the wind is. It is difficult for hookers today.
Well, Buckley to put this one into the line out again. And Prez have robbed it. I think that was a brilliant take. It looked as though John Ford got up there, and Ford robbed that ball brilliantly. And now Prez looking to set up this attacking platform now. Ball back to O'Leary, pops it out near side, and there it is with Cunningham. Tries to find the gap. He's brought to ground dead straight in front of the posts. Ball is back again towards O'Leary. Pops this pass up now, trying to find the space, driving at the Christians' defence. O'Leary again pops this up, and again brought forward. Tackling is good from a Christian's point of view. Out towards Bruce, pops this one back, taken on by Kindellan. He's brought to ground, and again O'Leary. Prez working through the phases, but good defence from a Christian's point of view. They're up very quickly on the line as O'Leary pops this again towards Bruce. Thought he saw a gap, now towards Max Sweeney. Max Sweeney held up about 15 metres short. O'Leary tries to find the gap himself. He's brought to ground. No scrum half now, so they pop this one back towards Kelleher. Jack Kelleher, wearing number 6, brought to ground again. Tempting for Christians, but they did well not to dive in there. Bruce again pops this one towards that far side, again brought to ground. This is good defence from a Christian's point of view as Prez go over and back as Bruce again takes it on himself. Great defence, knocked that ball forward, and what can Christians do now? It's Hooley, pops it up and tries to find the space now. That's a brilliant run, brings play towards the 10-metre line. He's still going forward. That's Killian Coughlin, still going, brought down on the 10-metre line. Brilliant run for Christians, turning defence into attack, gets the pop pass back, and Christians again driving towards that Prez 22-metre line. Brilliant stuff from a Christian's point of view. Hooley is operating at scrum half, pops this one back towards Buckley, the try scorer. Held up now in front of the post, turning defence into attack brilliantly. That's Hooley, pops the pass out, and Christians again, brilliant tackle in there on Harry O'Riordan, brought to ground, and Prez think they've turned this one over, which they have. What a passage of play from O'Callaghan.
What incredible play. You know, in basketball they'd call it coast to coast. We've seen it, both sides really going all for it and playing, you know. I think when we see an awful lot of senior and professional rugby, there's all types of structures in terms of exits. These guys just want to play and get out in the pitch, and incredible skills here, but what a great tackle.
Yeah, you just see the turnover there, and Prez got the bodies in, and again the tag And here's the break down the field. What turning defence to attack brilliantly for Christians.
And what footwork, just lightning feet, and what brilliant pace to get away.
You have the line defence.
So the penalty has gone to touch on that far side, and Prez have managed to clear their lines.
Prez will be delighted with their start. I think maybe just being a little bit more patient when they get into key areas, but their number 8, Alex Cadell, it's like there's 2 of them out there at the moment. He has been incredible.
In it goes. Look to be crooked again. It is. And Darragh Murphy just having a bit of difficulty with the breeze and the conditions. And that the second crooked line out in a row from a Prez point of view, and just giving up good chances with those.
Look, I'll be honest, I'm a second row forward, so we always blame the hookers, and we know it's not fair or right, and I don't think you can in that area at times. Of course, it looks like that, but maybe Prez lads look like they jump over the line, so it makes it look worse than it is. Of course, he's thrown into a massive strong wind as well, so the whole lineup would have to take responsibility.
O'Connor to feed the scrum again for Christians. Referee happy enough now with that scrum, that it's set well, and O'Connor puts this one in. It's there at the base. Good clean ball. Finds O'Riordan, trying to find the space now. Brought to ground. Trying to get to the halfway line. O'Connor again. Furrows for it and pops this pass back and brought forward again now, but good defence again. Line speed from both sides has been exceptional in the opening 26 or 7 minutes. The referee just tells them to use it, and Mark O'Connor is going to go for the box kick high into the air. That's going to beat everybody though, and straight into touch on the far side. And that a mistake from O'Connor, and a line out across on that far side, and a chance here now again for Darragh Murphy. Well, he's not too happy with that option there. Tommy Crowley, coach of Christians, just not happy with Mark O'Connor putting that one into touch straight from the base on that far side, and gives Prez another attacking platform.
Yeah, I think Mark will be disappointed with the execution, but it was the right idea. Get down the pitch. Yeah, you know, you don't need to use up as much energy as these lads probably are using.
Darragh Murphy's line out again, the referee said is gone crooked, but well, Prez thought they were through. I think it was John Ford who thought all these Christmases had come out once, or the scrum half in fact, Joe Leary, who set off on that run. But again, third crooked line out in a row that the referee has given, and he's just having a word with the Darragh Murphy, the hooker, just telling him that that is the third one in the row. And this now,
what Darragh Murphy needs there is probably to get some time with his pack and tell him to keep the line. They're crossing the line an awful lot, and they're making it look an awful lot worse than it actually is.
Scrum yet again, another one right in the centre of the field now, and Christians with the options as O'Connor feeds this one. Just looks up. Kianahooley thought about taking it, instead it goes to Harry O'Riordan, and again another chance to see his dancing feet, but unfortunately just knocked that one forward. The impact of the tackle was strong, and it's just knocked forward as he took it to ground, and the referee has given a scrum in favour of Prez yet again. Here we see it, just good strong tackle low around the ankles, and he just lost it there.
Yeah, he's had a great start though. He'll be disappointed with that, but you know, the right idea, something probably throughout the game that could be a little bit better from both sides, is the work on the ground after contact, presenting the ball for both their nines. Both Prez and Christians, you know, the delivery could be a little bit sharper.
Well, scrum feed here now for Joe O'Leary to put this one in. Scrum almost wheeled, but referee says play away as Kendall goes forward with that one. Brilliant take at the back of the scrum, and has made quite an amount of ground as well. Pops this one back now, and John Ford, brilliant defence from a Christian's point of view, but back now again towards Joe O'Leary. Now Bruce pops the pass out. Here they come now, it's Sean Henry Squires, brought to ground midway between the 10 and the 22, across on that far side. Back again, taken into contact, and again the Christians defence holds resolute. Looking for them, this near side is Michael Hahn, but he won't get to it. He says he has oceans of space in front of him. They might work it out this way now as Bruce pops the pass up, taken forward here, and that's Darragh McSweeney. Lays this pass back, just couldn't go to hand, but he did remarkably well to hold on to it as he went to ground. That was brilliant. And then just as they followed on, the ball has gone forward and it's going to be a scrum to Christians. But it looked as though Darragh McSweeney, well, he thought he had open country in front of him.
Absolutely, what a great pass first to get him into play in broken field, runs at a good hole, and the offload there, just so unfortunate not to keep it. Obviously, the ball goes forward, and but Prez, to be fair, for all the territory they've had, for all the kind of possession in this area, they need to probably make hay and get a few scores on the board, because they've been dominant in the last 30 odd minutes.
Well, Christian's player on the ground. Referee is taking this opportunity, or Scott Buckley is taking this opportunity to have a chat with the referee Richard Horgan, but just has a bit of a message to give to them in terms of the breakdown. It was the out half, I think, Cian Hooley, who was receiving treatment, but he's back to his feet now, so he's all right to resume play.
Great to see Scott Buckley there, getting the message back to his team when the referee does chat to certain players. We see it here again. We can see it in professional rugby that the message doesn't even go back. The Kinsale man there taking his time to make sure he chats to his guys, rallies them around, and gets them ready for what could be a massive 5 minutes here.
It is a big 5 minutes, or big few minutes just before the break. Referee says we're going to restart with a scrum. Two Christians deep inside their own 22. And well, this has been everything you would expect from this Munster School Senior Cup final so far. It's had pretty much everything in the opening 30 odd minutes or so of play. Mark O'Connor is going to put this one in. In it goes from O'Connor. It's back again on the Christian side, and hoof forward. Billy Kane launches that one forward, and that is gone into touch, and it's just a case of where the touch judge is going to stop, just midway between the 10-metre line and the halfway line. Good clearing of the lines there.
Yeah, great. He's a great footballer. Won a Premier 1 county medal with St. Michael's, so very skillful, brilliant footballer, and excited to see him. Unfortunate with his conversion, but I think when he gets opportunities, especially with ball in hand or from the kicking tee, is very, very dangerous.
Line out then. Darragh Murphy, he'll hope to get this one right, and he has got it right, but I think Christians have robbed that one on that far side, which they have, and it's coming back on the Christian side here now, and it's at the feet of Mark O'Connor, who pops this one up. Brought to ground just on the halfway line. O'Connor, it's back to him again. Has plenty of options up to keep it tight. Cian Hurley brings that one into contact. Brought to ground, presents the ball yet again, and O'Connor pops up this one again, and it come forward. That time it was Adrian Bryan, but off their feet this time Christians go, and that's probably something in the breakdown that the Christians coaching team won't be happy about. They've conceded a few penalties from that breakdown.
Yeah, absolutely. I think penalised for going off his feet here. I think he kind of probably loses it, acknowledges it himself there. But when you're coming into rucks like that, you're actually looking for something to hit, and it can be very difficult when there's nothing there. And I think that's what happened there. There's nothing to probably stop your momentum, and unfortunate to go off his feet.
Louis Bruce then to kick this one towards that far touchline, which he finds touch from the centre of the field, right on the 22, and an ideal attacking platform if they can get the line out right.
He's been fantastic. He's been keeping his team in all the right areas. That's exactly what you want from your 10s, just controlling things when they can.
So the line out. Let's see what message has gone in here now from Darragh Murphy. They're just taking their time coming up to set this line out, so maybe the message has gone in to keep it tight, which they have done, and taken at the front by John Ford, and now they're looking to get the drive on. They got that line out execution correct, and Christians just trying to hold them up, but they're trying to peel again or press and trying to get the secondary drive on, which they do. The ball is there at the back, eventually goes to ground. Now it's going to be Joe O'Leary in for possession of it, and out to the backs it goes. Bruce, the captain, kicks it near side of the field, might break inside there. Foot race on, well gathered in there Billy Kane, who was cool under pressure, touches it down for a 22 out.
Brilliant by Bruce and O'Leary, though, just to, you know, the pass to make sure he's the time to put in a kick, and you just never know, the bunks of a ball could go any way there, so really smart to just take every opportunity.
And Cian Hooley is going to take this one. Just spotted the gap and a bit of a foot race there, but it was well read by Billy Kane, who touches it down for that 22. And it's Hooley who's going to put this one back into play, down to his opposite number. Bruce, the captain for Prez, pops the pass near side of the field, taken forward again by Kendellen, who, as Donica said, has covered what an amount of ground, but big hit again. Ball comes back there. It's McLaughlin. His pass wasn't great, is one way to describe it, and Christians have won it right on halfway. And what can they manufacture here just before the break? Pops this one towards that far side, trying to make a bit of ground, tight towards that far touchline, brought to ground over there, and this is the prop who takes that one on. Held up and back again towards Hooley.
Oh, what a line.
Brilliant tackle there on Hooley, but the ball's still back from a Christian's point of view, and again they come forward. They're within, into the 10-metre line. That was O'Riordan, held up. Good defence again from a Prez point of view, but the ball is back at the feet of Mark O'Connor. Pops this one up now, and Cian Hurley brings this one forward. He's brought to ground. The referee has said we're at half-time, so the ball is pumped into touch, and Christians have this lead 5 points to 3 at half-time in what's been an entertaining enough first half, Donegal, Callan.
Yeah, it's been a super first half. It's been tense. I think we've seen an awful lot of play between the two 10-metre lines, so you know, Prez, I think, will be a little bit disappointed when they've got opportunities. They probably, in the Christians 22, haven't got to come away with scores, so yeah, but it's been a great first half.
All to play for here in the second half then. It's half-time in this Munster School Senior Cup final, and Christians lead Prez by 5 points to 3. We've plenty to come. Come back to us in just a moment.
People would have called us knackers, scumbags.
Ballymun, it's a core belief. We don't shy away from it. It's what made us.
Ballymun stands for the underdog.
We were always losing. There would have been an element saying like that we were bottlers.
We looked at as in Ballymun against everyone else, you know what I mean? Like,
of Charleville, come on, get behind the wheel.
The 2019 Ford range is now in stock at Kavanagh's. Right now, you can test drive our most popular models, including the new Fiesta, Focus, EcoSport and Kuga at either of our dealerships in Charleville or Mallow. Whilst there, why not check out the new sporty ST line series available across most models with distinctive ST styling and Ford Sync 3 media system. With Ford vans and commercials available at 3.9% APR finance and a 5-year warranty, Kavanagh's is the name you can trust for Ford in Munster. New location now open in Mallow.
Kavanagh's of Charleville.
Collect and use real rewards points when you pay your air bill. Link your card to your air account today to get 100 bonus points. Super Value Real Rewards. We're all about you.
Opportunity keeps knocking. The question is, will I make it, mine or drop it? My heart is pumping, my mind been pondering. It's everything or nothing. Yeah, I never did it for the mass appeal. Committed 10,000 hours trying to master skills. Yeah, this is what my dreams are made of. And every night I didn't sleep is gonna pay off. Show everyone that ever doubted me, they way off. Set ready, go for the takeoff.
When we show our colours, we show much more than support. We show where we're from and what we stand for. We represent our family, our community, and our club. Our colours are everything. They represent something extraordinary. Our true colours. The AIB GAA Club Championships. Be there all the way.
new Huawei P20 Pro is the world's first triple-lens smartphone with AI assistance. Photography will never be the same. The Huawei P20 Pro.
Whichever skier you are, Crystal Ski has a holiday to suit you. See crystalski.ie.
Still undefeated, the fighting pride of all Ireland, Michael Conlon.
Well, after a pulsating half of rugby, it is CBC 5, PBC 3. But to step out of the rugby world for a moment and to stick my GA hat on, I'm joined by John Myler, Cork Senior Hurling Manager. I will have to start off yesterday's match. A first win for Cork Senior Hurlers in Nolan Park in 32 years. Not a bad result.
No, it was a good result yesterday and a good competitive game against Kilkenny. And any time you go to Nolan Park, it's always a good workout. So, you know, it was a good workout for us and it'll prepare us now for the Munster Championship in 8 weeks' time. And we play them on Wednesday week now in the Kieran O'Connor Fund as well, so in Parky Ring. So it'll be a good match again.
A good weekend of sport for Cork, of course. The win yesterday for the hurlers, and then two Cork teams competing in the Munster Senior Schools final. CBC up 5-3. I believe you have a connection with Christians yourself?
My son went to Christians, and but he's now in England for the last 11 years. But you know, Christians look competitive, but Prez have done really well there, and they've kept Christians back. But you know, I expect Christians there in the second half. They're number 12, number 13, really good centres, you know, to push on and get a few scores.
Well, listen, John, we might be coming back to you for Pro 14 as a rugby analyst after that, I tell you that much.
I don't think so, no. I leave that to Donica.
Thanks very much for your time, John. Right. As I say, 5-3 at half-time. Back up to our commentary team, Donica O'Callaghan and Liam Ahern.
Thanks, Shane. And Donica, you noted with interest that John Myler was there.
Absolutely, John Myler's like us all here. He's down to watch the talent in Cork, and you know, with Christians now performing really well in the hurling, I'd say be delighted to see a few of these lads playing all sports, and I think that's what we're all looking for. Our young boys going out there playing as many sports as they can and performing like these lads have.
Well, Prez are back out for the second half down here. It's really anybody's game at this stage, Donica. Very hard to call from here.
Absolutely, and Liam, that's why it could be so cruel. You know, it comes down to probably one or two moments. And look, I hope, like I said to Shane earlier on, I hope someone goes and wins this game as opposed to an error deciding it. It can be really hard, especially when so much work goes into it. I think, you know, we only see the big day like today, but these young boys, you know, as soon as they come into the school, it's the tradition and history, and they put so much into it. But especially over the last year, the amount of training sessions and time, and you know, for not only these players but their family, you know, there's an awful lot of sacrifices going to big days like today.
Well, we have 35 or so odd minutes to decide the destiny of this year's Munster School Senior Cup final. Who is going to win it? Is it going to be Christians or Prez who are going to title number 30? Well, the next 35 or so minutes is probably going to tell us all we need to know, or will it, as Cian Hooley gets the restart underway, goes long with this one, and Prez gather possession of this one and bring this one forward up towards the 22. Back now for Joe O'Leary, presented well to him, goes with the box kick, does O'Leary, held up in the breeze. That's decent enough one, well gathered across on that far side.
It's a great box kick, loads of time on it, giving his backs plenty of time to get under and make that tackle.
Good hand time in that one as the Christians try to bring this one back now, and here we'll see Hooley put up one from the opposite side, and that's a very good take. Kept his eye on that one. That John Ford brings it back down on the Prez side now, and they look to pop the pass back, and they're now looking to run it from deep on. A interception, and it's Hooley forward towards the 22. Well read by him, back towards Harry O'Riordan. now brought forward by John Willis on towards the 22-metre line. Ball presented back now, and this taken forward by Cian Hurley. He's brought to ground, and again Prez in trying to tag that ball, but it comes back again towards Hooley. Pass out the far side, looking to run forward with this one. It's Killian Coughlin, held up just about 10 metres shy of the line. This will be brilliant from a Christian's point of view as they try to make that ground up towards the 5-metre line. Again, it's O'Connor, pops this. Robinson brought to ground, 8 metres shy. Now Hurley tries to find the gap through. He's brought to ground. Christians just working it through the phases now as they dead straight in front of the post here, looking to get the ideal start to the second half, but good defence from Prez, trying to worm his way through there. But he's brought to ground yet again, 5 metres short of the line now. Kept tight again, and again it's Hurley brought to ground. And the referee has said, not releasing, over the top, and that's going to be a penalty for Prez. And it's Cian Hurley who's given it away, but initially, great interception there. Running the field was Cian Hurley, and eventually Prez, with good defence, win the penalty.
Cian Hurley's been fantastic. He's having a really strong game, but just gets the intercept there and nearly gets away. I must say, we see a good bit of play here, and just the ball left inside, and Cian does a great job to get in that passing channel to just, and then the smarts to just keep the ball alive. For me, that's a tough penalty. You know, everyone does sometimes look at the person that was on the ground, but when you get into that area of the pitch, as a pack of forwards, you must work together, and you know, you're relying on big clean-outs, and I don't think Christians had that. I think you know, they'll look at that breakdown. Of course, the groundwork wasn't up to scratch, but everyone else that could have helped to support and do a better job at that ruck.
Well, we have an injury apiece now inside the 22. Prez player just down receiving a bit of treatment, as is Christian's Ronan O'Sullivan, who is down as well just on the 22-metre line, but he's now gingerly getting back to his feet, but we'll be hoping that he can continue on there.
Absolutely. We must touch on the atmosphere around the place again. It's incredible. Irish Independent Park, we would have seen it during the under-20s games, sold out, but massive appetite again for rugby in Cork with another full stadium.
They were expecting in or around 4,000. I think they've exceeded that here this afternoon for this Schools Cup final.
Yeah, you certainly see people still coming in, and you know, maybe a little bit shy on one end, but certainly looks like a full house.
Yeah, cracking crowd here at Irish Independent Park for this all-Cork encounter to see who is going to get the bragging rights, as we say, stuck on 29 titles each. Ball forward. I think the breeze might have held that one up as Billy Kane takes possession of that one and pops the back now towards Ronan O'Sullivan, who was in the wars, but he's okay again. Takes this one forward now again. Do Christians trying to find the space there, and that was Harry O'Riordan again with those dancing feet trying to find the way through the Prez defence, but again brought to ground. Our Christians just forced backwards now. They come this side now, and again it's Hooley pops this one up, and again now beautiful run. Ronan O'Sullivan brought to ground. That looked as though it was going to be brilliant as Hooley again pops it out this near side. Kane brings it forward, does well to keep the ball in play, and now Christians looking to turn the screw here as they come forward again. Held up, O'Connor pops the pass to Hooley again. Back inside towards O'Sullivan, who's covered a lot of ground in the start of this second half, including picking up a bit of an injury too. Hooley spots a bit of a gap, brought to ground. Referee playing the advantage here now for Christians. Ball is back again. They're just trying to find a way through. This time it's Adrian Bryan. He's brought to ground, 8 metres shy. Referee awards the penalty. No advantage forthcoming, but we saw some really good attacking from Christians there.
What a great bit of skill, you know. We see here just great pass put into space, and you know, presentation has been really good by Christians, but you know, just I suppose Hooley getting on the end of everything, and he's, to be fair to him, he's been at the heart of everything that's been good from Christians today. But we have to chat about the toilet. Mark Donnelly doing an incredible job, really lovely bit of skills to put one of his teammates through a great hole, and you know, people like John Hayes at home would be envious of moments like that. Tight heads running with high skill sets.
He never did any of that in his time, though. Just shows how far rugby has come, I suppose, Donncha.
Oh, we never needed him to, thank God.
Well, Christians have decided they're going to kick for the posts here. And Billy Kane is going to try this one. Billy Kane, we hear, was just receiving a small little bit of treatment on the sideline just a moment ago, so he'll be hoping that that has helped him here now as he looks to line this one up. Here he comes, kicks it with the right boot, and well, he has missed it, and that is not good from a Christian's point of view. He was receiving treatment, and you can see him limping away there, Donncha, and probably not the wisest of options for him to take that one, but Prez have restarted the game quickly, and that Daniel Hurley, who came on in the first half, brought to ground, presents the ball back. Christians just trying to disrupt it there as it's back on the Prez side. No scrum half in there at the moment, so acting as scrum half was Peter Cunningham. Pops this one up and taken forward now by Dara Murphy. Outside the 22, his gallop is eventually halted. Dara McSweeney has it now, looking for a bit of clear ground in front of him, brought to ground. Back now towards Joe O'Leary. Ball is there presented for him. Again goes for this box kick. Held up in the breeze, but that has again gone right into touch across on that far side. And a mistake from a Prez point of view gives Christians this attacking platform across on that far side.
There wasn't much in that kick, just probably a foot max, just a little bit shorter, and it's an ideal kick. And I suppose with weather conditions as well, you have to try to get that right. But he'll be disappointed, but he's had a super game so far, Joe O'Leary.
Well, Prez are making a substitution as well down here. David McCarthy is the man that is making way, and he is being replaced by number 20, Mark Fitzgibbon. So McCarthy comes off and Fitzgibbon goes on, so a change in the second row.
Yeah, David can be happy with his day's work. Got through an awful lot of probably the unseen stuff.
The line out overthrown, but it might work out as Hooley picks that one up, does well to recover that one, brings play to the 22. Back it goes now. Wonderful passing there from a Christian's point of view, brought to ground, and again they're looking to get quick ball now, and that's Mark Donnelly brings this one forward, brought to ground just inside the 22. Back to Hooley, who's been the fulcrum of the Christians attack in this second half without a shadow of a doubt. Again back to the scrum half, pops this one up, brought forward this time by Conor Walsh, dead straight in front of the post, and again it's available for O'Connor. Pops this one down that far side. Have Christians the numbers here, they're being brought down just about 8 metres shy of the line. Pass pop back up again, held tight. Buckley brought to ground there, presents this ball back well, and Christians trying to find the gap there, and again the tackling is strong. O'Connor pops this to Hooley, just took his eye off it for a second but does well to recover. Hooley back to O'Connor. O'Connor goes himself 4 metres, 3 metres now shy of the line. No scrum half, so Hooley is going to act as scrum half. Pops this one up. They're going to try and keep this one tight now and maybe drive their way towards the line. And again O'Connor pops this one up. Christians try to use the pack to drive this one forward here. They're going to try and keep it tight, I would imagine, the way they're set. They pick and drive from the back of that one. And again held up. O'Connor pops this one up now. Brought forward this time by O'Sullivan. He's brought to ground just metres shy of the line now. Back again towards O'Connor. Pops this one again. But the Prez defence holding strong, just keeping Christians that couple of metres short. Scrum half just directs what way he wants it. Might pass this one out now. O'Connor foraging for it at the second time, on his knees, pops this one back towards Ronan O'Sullivan. He's held up again. Brilliant defence from a Prez point of view, it has to be said. They go wide this time on that far side, and again the Prez defence held up, and the ball has been knocked forward. The referee is playing the advantage, and Prez have turned this one over. Super defence from their point of view, withstood a couple of phases, and this kick from Joe O'Leary, relieving down the field. Well gathered there by Billy Kane, but the referee is going to come back. No advantage. Knock on by Christians. Scrum going for Prez. What defence from them.
Yeah, great defence by Prez. It just looked so in control. I think Christians will be disappointed maybe with the speed of delivery there. The Mark O'Connor, every time he's in looking to get that ball, see a bit of an error. It's tough on especially on this pitch as well. To when you get the ball that late, you have to drop your body height, which can be tough. So look, I think Christians, certainly there with an opportunity, and sometimes you just have to continue the pressure to maybe take advantage of it out wide. I think they probably went to the backs maybe before they kind of earned the right to get there, Liam.
Well, young and old enjoying the game here in Independent Park. Still very, very tight. Christians with the only try in this game so far. They got it early on, and you feel the next one could be absolutely vital as Prez look to bring this one. Well taken again by Kendellen from the base of that scrum. He's carried an awful lot of ball, in fairness to him today.
Alex Kendellen, he's a super player. Genie, he's got through some amount of work, but just ball carrying in defence, you can certainly be happy with how he's performed in such a big day.
O'Leary's box kick goes into touch on that far side and brings play up to the 10-metre line, so it's going to be an attacking line-up from a Christian's point of view on the 10-metre line. Beautiful sunny afternoon. Well, they're enjoying themselves. Why wouldn't they be? 2 points to the good, Christians are at this moment. 10 minutes into the second half, and well, after the initial try, it's been tense and tight and tough, but it's been a cracking game of rugby. Plenty to look forward to here is an injury to a Prez player across on that far side, just receiving a bit of treatment over there. So play just held up as Christians just go in for a bit of a team meeting just on the halfway line, as do Prez, in order to try and get themselves refocused again for what's going to be a crucial last 20-odd minutes or so.
Yeah, absolutely, and these are the moments now when all the training, all the hard work is done. There's been some great performances, though. I think both tight heads have been incredible. We're chatting about Mark Donnelly there, former underage boxing champion, so you wouldn't want to cross him, but his rugby is certainly top drawer.
In goes the lineup, well gathered there by John Willis in the centre of the lineup. Pops this one back and running. O'Sullivan takes this one forward, brought to ground just inside the 10-metre line. Back towards Hooley, goes with the Gary Ode high into the sky here. A beautiful sunshine now in Cork as this ball has gone forward off the hands inside there. I think it might have been Killian Coughlin that was in there. 2 of them to choose from for the referee, and he's come back for the scrum going in favour of Prez. But you can see what Christians are doing, and certainly Cian Hooley has really pulled the strings of everything that Christians is doing in this second half.
Yeah, he's been outstanding. There is a slight wind advantage if you look at some of the flags around the place. It is assisting him, but he's just been so smart in his kicking game, just varying it all the time between smart kicks to the corner, and just saw Gary Owen there that he gave his teammates certainly an awful lot of time to get underneath.
Joe O'Leary to feed this scrum again for Prez. In it goes. Ball again taken by Kendellen at the back of that. Brings forward up towards the 22. He really has covered an amount of ground, and the referee has said not releasing Kendellen, and it's going to be a penalty. Penalty is for Prez. We could praise him all day long. I'm sure he's going to catch the eye of Peter Malone, the Munster Academy head coach down here in front of us.
Yeah, absolutely. I think all the main men of kind of Munster and Irish rugby are here to see the next generation, obviously, a Munster Senior Cup. You're looking at the top-end schoolboys within the system, and there's certainly guys here that are putting their hand up that we'll see go on, hopefully being massive players both in red and green jerseys.
Well, Kendellen has been there, done that in terms of Munster and 18s and 19s, the Irish under 18s and the Irish 7 side as well, so he certainly has plenty of experience, and he's shown all of that so far in this game. There's an injury to a Christians player, I think that's Cian Hurley that's down receiving treatment. Just looking for it. So he's going to have to come off the field of play, unfortunately, from a Christians point of view, and that is going to be a loss about that, no doubt about that.
Absolutely, you never want to see players coming off through injury, and hopefully he doesn't look that bad. Of course, he'll get the best of care with the medical staff that are there, but phenomenal player. Get through an amount of work, and he'd certainly be disappointed to come off when the game's in the balance like this, because he's certainly one of those guys that in those big moments can step up and get a score for his team. But like we said earlier on, he needs his teammates now to put in a big performance.
Yeah, Cian Hurley is the man to come off, and he's been replaced by Dylan McAuliffe. And McAuliffe was amongst the try scorers, one of 7 tries that they got in that semi-final against Ardscull last day out. So Dylan McAuliffe certainly won't weaken that Christians team. Line out taken by Prez and one in the centre of the field, trying to bring this one. Sean Emery Squires brought to ground, pass out far side. Michael Hand kicks this one forward. What's the chase like? It's gathered back there by Billy Kane under a bit of pressure, kicks this one, seems to have knocked off that injury that he had a little earlier, and that's a good relieving touch. Finds play just almost shy of the halfway line.
Yeah, great return there by Billy, and look, to be fair, what a great kick by Michael Hand. Just, you know, Prez have been in their half for an awful lot of time, and he's just smart, could take the ball into contact with the sides. Do you know what? Let's just get down the pitch, probably get a bit of territory and get a bit of a release of the pressure for a while.
Murphy to take this line out. Breeze with him on this occasion, well taken in the air by Owen Quilter, brought down. And now what can Prez manufacture from the middle of the field? They look to come forward, near side, beautiful pass towards McLaughlin, pops it up towards Hurley. Hurley brought to ground just shy of the 22-metre line. Good attacking platform now from a Prez point of view. And that is Kendellen again, brought to ground. Lays this one towards O'Leary, now pops it, Bruce. Back now, taken forward by Ford. Brought to ground just midway between the 22 and the 10-metre line. Trying to find a gap, Bruce pops this one back. Brought forward now by McSweeney. Knocked on in the tackle though, referee happy enough to play on as the ball back, thankfully Christians will say, into their hands. And at the feet now of Mark O'Connor, pops this one back again towards Hooley, will relieve the pressure. That's a super kick down the field. Where's that going to bounce? Will it go all the way? It won't, it'll stay in play, and Mark McLaughlin's under a bit of pressure. That super kick from Hooley put McLaughlin under all sorts of pressure, and that goes from 122 pretty much to the other.
Brilliant, exactly what you want out of your 10s, just seeing the space, but the execution of the kick. You know, in the pro game you probably count the amount of bounces to determine whether it's been a good kick. He gets four bounces on the ball there, finds touch and keeps the pressure on.
And they have an attacking line out as well. Here you see that kick again, a monster of a one from inside his own 22, wind assisted, but still.
That is an incredible move.
Well, Prez, I thought had taken the line out, but Christians have robbed it back now. Ronan O'Sullivan goes forward with this one. O'Sullivan pops this one back now, and Christians just looking to bounce through here. Brought to ground eventually, still not on the ground though, still alive, but now eventually is on the ground, and the ball back at the feet of the scrum half. Pops this one towards that far side. They're working, trying to get it through the hands. Billy Kane did remarkably well to hold on to possession of it. Comes back now again towards O'Connor. Running on to this one was Robinson, brought to ground again. Now it's Hooley again, pops this one back. And again the tackling is good. Hooley's scrum half this time pops this one back towards Harry O'Riordan. Tries to find the space, brought to ground. Up they come again. Again, great tackling from the Prez point of view. In go the bodies, and there you see just at the back of it there, I think it might have been John Willis that just went in off his feet, and the referee right there gives the penalty to Prez.
Mark O'Connor doing a great job spotting a small gap, and he was unlucky not to get through it. I think maybe Christians are probably trying to force it a little bit in terms of just maintaining the pressure with constant phases. I think they're probably trying to look to you know, go so wide so early, but there's been you know, Harry O'Riordan again, some incredible footwork out of him, and there we see the small break, and sometimes when that can happen you can nearly lose your own teammates as well.
Well, Christians are making a substitution. On has come Kevin Murphy, so he is on the field of play, and he's replacing Mark O'Connor, so a change at scrum half for Christians, and they'll be looking to maybe just up the pace of it that little bit, as you said, Donncha, from the breakdown.
Absolutely, and look, when you're in school setups, picking the actual starting 15 is really tough because there's quality players throughout it. I know from my own senior cup experience, Michael Barrett came on to get a match-winning try for us to win a senior cup, and that's what you need from your bench, guys that'll come on and you make such a big impact.
Kick for a touch down that far side, and it's gone into touch across on that far side, and an opportunity now for Prez. Another attacking defensive line out. Christians making a substitution. Alex O'Brien is coming on. Wearing number 16. So O'Brien is on. And usually enough, Conor Walsh is the man to make way.
He's had a great game. I think we're at the part of the day where you look to make an impact, and it's these guys have given their all and had a big performance, and now it's left over to their teammates to see what they can put in.
Joe O'Leary with the box kick, and again that's gone straight into touch across on that far side. Not for the first time today. Both sides, both scrum halves have put it straight into touch, but this one now is going to be a line out for Christians across on that far side, and Joe O'Leary will be hoping that it's not the mistake that cost them here. Small margins now at this stage, Donegal, into the last 15 minutes of the game.
Yeah, and look, we haven't probably talked about it an awful lot, but the wind probably does allow to Christians in Christians' favour to probably play a smarter kicking game, and no better man than Hooley at the moment to exploit it.
Well taken at the front of the line out by Dylan McAuliffe. The Christians just keeping it simple as they look to get the drive on now, which they have done up to the 22. The referee's arm is outstretched, dragged it down, penalty for Christians. And I think they might do exactly the same again, push this one to touch. It just seemed to have the bit of the edge there as they were rolling forward with that one.
Yeah, and I think Billy Keane might have a look at this though. I've seen him kicking in the semi-finals, great kicker. I know he has had two that probably haven't gone his way today, but he's a top end kind of player in big moments. Look, this is great work in the maul, just everyone working to get forward, and ref gives advantage at that point. Would have been lovely to see it probably go and see what Christians could have done with the advantage, but they'll be quite happy with this position now.
Well, Hooley has drilled it into touch, and well, they've been robbed in the line out. They can't take advantage of that attacking line out, and Prez will be mightily relieved to have this at the feet of Joe O'Leary. And again the box kick from O'Leary into the breeze, spinning into the air and into touch, and manages to clear his lines up only as far as the 22, but at least it's that 17 or so odd metres further away from the try line.
Yeah, absolutely. Into a big stiff breeze there. He's done a great job to get such a good box kick.
Take two then from the line out. They've gone back a couple of metres, but still Christians will be hoping to secure possession of this one as in it comes from Scott Buckley. Where's he going to go? Back to the tail of it, and that was crooked, no doubt about that one, and the referee has spotted it and has said it's going to be a scrum now to Prez. And both hookers, particularly with the wind, are having difficulty with these lineouts.
Absolutely, it's like every Christians ball Prez seem to win and vice versa. So yeah, I think look, the lineouts have been a mess. Conditions can allow for that too, but you know this at this point, and now you've certain lineouts that you kind of say if we come to tough moments we'll go there, and that's where you need someone probably controlling it and just winning the ball at the front and just keeping it easy or keeping it simple.
Well, all the scores so far have happened in that first half. Are we going to see a match-winning move at some stage, as this one, Henry Squires again brought to ground, brings play just outside the 22. Ball back towards O'Leary again, at the feet of O'Leary, and again he goes with the box kick high into the sky. Taken well there by Christians, and that is Billy Kane who takes that one. Absolutely met up, brought to ground, but the ball is back at the feet of Christians, and they look again to build from inside just the halfway line. Pass back towards Hooley, and Hooley kicks this one, trying to get that perfect, just bounced pretty much on the line, which means it's gone straight in, and it's a line out for Prez across on the far side. First mistake of the day from Cian Hooley. Yeah, and it wasn't far away either.
Absolutely, you'd hope it wouldn't dent him, because that was a super kick. It was just probably a little bit just too far, and 100% the right idea.
Well, Christian's making another change. Rasmussen has come off the field of play, and on has come Padraig O'Brien for him. O'Brien is on, and Rasmussen comes off the field of play.
Yeah, Charlie's had a big game as well, another outstanding player.
Line out well gathered there, and Prez looking to get something going forward from this one. A big roar from the crowd as they went forward with it. It's Jack Kelleher, just about juggles with the ball, eventually brought to ground. Dead straight in front of the post, just shy of the 10-metre line. Pass out. Taking this one was Owen Quilter. Held up just on the 10-metre line. Referee tells them to release, which they do. And again, back it goes. What can Prez manufacture from here? Can they get something here? They're working it through their hands, and that's Henry Squires, brought to ground again. 15 in from this near touchline. Two players juggle for the ball. Eventually into the hands of Peter Cunningham. He's brought to ground. Ball popped up near side of the field, holding it tight now, taken forward by Fitzgibbon. Referee has said in off the feet, and that was Darren McSweeney, too anxious to follow up to protect that ball, and penalty goes in favour of Christians.
Yeah, that's tough. It's tough. It's really hard. I think we see here just some great play from Prez winning the gain line, and they're the moments. Look, he wants to hit something as well, and I know it as a front five forward myself. You're going to the breakdown to look to bring an awful lot of physicality, and sometimes when there's not someone there, you can end up falling all over yourself, and he's unlucky there, I feel.
It's a natural instinct, I suppose, as you say, when you're a forward, that you're going to protect the ball, but you expect a body to perhaps be there. But when there's nobody there, it looks silly like that.
And Liam, you come with physicality exactly like he did. You know, you come to, because if you don't, they're going to turn over the ball. And look, I think he's just very unlucky there.
Cian Hooley kicks this one for touch on this near side. Had a tight enough angle, but he's found play inside the Prez half, just shy of the 10-metre line.
He's been fantastic. He really has. I know people will say, assisted by the wind and stuff, but he's just doing all the right things.
He's controlling the game as you'd expect. Buckley combines inside there, and the referee has said a touch, deliberate offside there. Touched while he was offside, and that's going to be a penalty. But that was a very well worked line out, in fairness.
Yeah, probably with the way the lineouts have gone today, to just take the option up the front, smart bit of play, and referee judges that that ball was slapped down.
Scott Buckley and Aidan Bryan combined on that occasion. It worked well, and they've won a penalty, and now they're just outside the 22-metre line out here. And again, what will Buckley do this time? Probably go long this time. Here it comes, the feed for the line-out. We're into the last 10 minutes of this game. Over the top of everybody, well gathered there, and John Willis saw a bit of ground in front of him. It brought to ground, ball back now at the feet of the scrum half. Pops this pass up. Christians trying to keep it tight, trying to work something here, but again the referee has said it's a penalty, and he's going for the notebook here, I think, as well. And I think it might have been John Willis that went forward with that one, but the referee, well, he's fairly shrill blast to the whistle. We'll see if we can watch that one again as to what he's doing, but he's straight away. We'll see it here now again. Willis it was that
time off
came in here.
Lads, if it's blood, we're going to have to do it.
We see him, number 5 going in there. Yeah. Was it just that he deemed it was a shoulder charge in? No,
yeah, I think so. Maybe he sees
something like that again with your shoulder coming in.
Look,
so you know what will happen.
I think he's actually hurt his head there. We can see that's where he hit it from, and it's great to see now. We've seen with everything that's going on with player welfare. We don't want to see knocks like this, and straight away taken off the pitch by Dr. Larry Martin, and he'll get the best of care.
Well, Robbie Kelleher has come on to replace him for this blood sub, and John Willis goes off, and he's replaced by Robbie Kelleher. That's the change for them. And Prez, I think, are also making a change down here. It's the scrum half. James O'Shaughnessy has come on, and gone off is Joe O'Leary, so that's the change on the Prez side. So changes aplenty now, Donncha, for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, Joe O'Leary can be massively happy with his. Obviously, he'd want the scoreboard to be ticking over an awful lot better, but he's a really big game, and that's what we're type of seeing with nines at the moment. Kind of interchanging them to bring on someone with a bit of tempo and zip in the last kind of 10-15 minutes of big games.
O'Shaughnessy puts the ball in, first test of action for him, and again taken at the back. Now to O'Shaughnessy, pops it up towards McLaughlin further out. Oh, what a hit, what a tackle there, and Christians have driven Prez back a couple of metres, and any hope they had of making that bit of progress firmly halted there. The ball back in the hands of Jack Kelleher, brought to ground, and now again scrum half O'Shaughnessy pops this one up, and again Prez playing it dangerously inside their own 22. Brought to ground, the ball is back though at the feet of O'Shaughnessy, and he looks up for the option. Referee tells him to use it, which is exactly what he does. Pops this one back, and Prez just struggling to get out of their own 22. Kindellinson brought to ground there, and again O'Shaughnessy just controls it at the back, goes for the box kick this time, high into the sky. Billy Kane underneath it, gathers it, pops this one off now towards Harry O'Riordan. He goes for the kick forward, foot race on here, back goes Bruce. Bruce is under pressure, gets the touch down, and it's going to be a 22 out. But again, an inviting ball inside there. Foot race was on, and Bruce was as calm as you like back there.
Yeah, he really was. Nearly too calm for all the Prez supporters that are here. They're just hoping he'd dot down the ball. But Prez playing with real ambition. You know, we've commented on the weather conditions, but they're looking to run the ball from deep in their 22. It can get very hard then when you get caught in the middle of the pitch to exit. Look to get to the far edge where O'Shaughnessy put in a box kick to get them out.
And all of this suiting Christians, because Prez just can't get out of their own half, or their own 22 at the minute.
Absolutely, but they're only one score short, so any opportunity, and you know, no better school in Cork to take one opportunity.
Billy Kane gathers possession of the 22 out and brings play back inside the Prez half. No scrum half, so Cian Hooley is in there to operate a scrum half. He's been everywhere in this second half. Pops this pass back. In this time goes Kevin Murphy. Pops this one back now, and again they come forward up towards the 10-metre line. Ball back there now, struggling to win possession of it. And again, pass mightn't have been the best, but Hooley did well just to make sure that Christians retained possession of it. And it's back there again, and again scrum half not there, so referee just says to use it, and Christians decide to keep going tight with it, just make those couple of extra yards. Back it goes again towards Hooley, spots the gap. Is this going to bounce? It is. Beautiful.
Measured perfectly. Nearly a compliment to the Prez defence, to be fair, that Hooley had to kick that ball. Every play and attack Christians had, the Prez defence had the answer for it, but Hooley just being smart and looking up and seeing that there's probably no point in overplaying in that area, and puts in a brilliant kick.
Well, the blood reversal has happened. John Willis has come back on, so he's been patched up and he's happy enough to come back onto the field of play, and he'll be a big boost for Christians, no doubt, for the last 5 and a bit minutes. That's what we've left here. Christians by 2, the line out on the far side, taken by Prez as they look to come forward now from well inside their own half. That's McLaughlin. McLaughlin pops the pass near side. That's beautiful running up towards the 22, brought to ground and into touch. It was wonderful hands, and Daniel Hurley and McLaughlin combined to have an explosive burst of pace, and the touch judge on this near side has said ball went out of play, it's a line out to Christians, but that was explosive from Prez.
Absolutely, what pace. See Prez here, the whole back line, brilliant hands and really getting width, great stuff to and then just the ball on the edge, unlucky. Christians will be delighted to get that ball into touch and get a turnover here.
And they'll be delighted to have secured possession of it too, as Ronan O'Sullivan brings this one forward under awful pressure, but still managed to make that extra couple of metres. Back to Hooley again, slices this one slightly. As it bounces, it might break in favour, and McLaughlin gathers possession of it. Back towards O'Shaughnessy, the replacement scrum half. Brought to ground in there was Daniel Hurley. The last 5 minutes, shackles are off now from a Prez point of view. Oh, brilliant, vital fall there just at the vital moment as O'Shaughnessy pops this one. Kick forward, might still come back on the Prez side, which it does. Daniel Hurley secures possession of it right here in front of us. Christians, I think, might have tagged that ball, but it comes back though. Great scrambling defence from a Christians point of view, trying to get Louis Bruce down to ground. He's brought to ground right on halfway. O'Shaughnessy again pops this one back, taken forward by Jack Kelleher. no ground made, and referee says off their feet. Brilliant defence from Christians, and their supporters are absolutely delighted with that one. Super defence.
Yeah, and I think the ref, if anything, he's been consistent in that. He's been looking for players to keep their feet at the breakdown. Prez unfortunately not at that stage, probably seemed to seal off the ball. But what a game. To be fair, look, from judging both these teams from the semi-final, it's been probably only in maybe second to third gear, but it's your classic Munster Senior Cup final, you know, all on the line, 2 points between the team, everything going into the last few minutes.
Well, the stadium clock here is at 0. That is why the supporters are almost on the pitch down here as Christians kick that one to touch. The stadium clock hasn't been stopped. Cian Hooley finds touch on this near side. So about 2 and a bit minutes left here. And the Christian supporters think they have done enough, but there is still time here as Scott Buckley to take this line out. Looking to put it in on this near side, midway between the 10 to 22. Brilliant rob from Prez. They've absolutely robbed that. John Ford it was at the front of the line-out who brilliantly stole that one. Now it goes back. What can they manufacture from here? Tackling from Christians is good as they bring them to ground. They're inside their own 10-metre line. Back towards O'Shaughnessy again. Pops this back and Kendellen brings this one forward. Covered an amount of ground from a Prez point of view here. Ball is popped back. And again, Prez working it through the hands on this near side now. Brought to ground is Darragh McSweeney. He's had a fine game for them too. Referee tells Christians to roll away, which they do. Ball is back with O'Shaughnessy again at his feet. Pops this one up, just about held, juggled with it, but back at the feet again of O'Shaughnessy. Pops this one back. That is Bruce. Pops it back now and trying to break through the line there was Sean Henry Squires. Brought to ground, O'Shaughnessy. Back towards Kendellen again, tries to make a bit of ground, pumps those legs to try and get him inside the 10-metre line, which he does, and again, Christians not releasing once the tackle was made. Penalty to Prez, and they look to launch this into touch.
Yeah, you nearly don't fault him there with Alex Kendellen. The way he's performing, the way he's played today, you'd hold on to him all day. He's making metre after metre, but you know, minute to play with the game in the balance, and you know, Prez have to probably go 40 metres here to get something out of it.
Well, the referee, I think, has just said to one of the Prez players, there's still about 1 minute and 40 seconds left.
1 minute, 40 seconds.
That's what he's saying. 1 minute and 40 seconds is what he said is left on the official referee's stopwatch. So from that point of view, we still have time as Cian Hooley is receiving treatment. What a game he's had from a Christians point of view. And if Christians do hold on to win this game, they'll certainly thank their out half.
Absolutely, and look, he's probably a guy you want on the pitch to finish it off. You know, kind of closing out a game can be very, very tough, and you need your top performers.
Well, the referee just having a chat now with the Christians pack, and just having a chat with Captain Scott Buckley, and just telling him, I'll have to update my sanctions if you keep going off your feet. Good work by the referee, having the chat with Scott Buckley. So here's the line out for Prez. They trail by 2 with about 1 minute and a few seconds left as well. In it goes. Oh, and Christians have robbed it in the line out. That's a vital moment.
Yeah, it's been the story of the day. It feels like both hookers are throwing to the opposition pack all day, and
Hooley puts this one downfield. McLaughlin, did it touch his arm? It's off his boot, says the referee. It's gone into touch on that far side, and the Christians supporters are on the pitch already. To quote that great old saying, they think it's all over. It's not just quite yet. It's hit the boot of Mark McLaughlin. It's a line out for Christians across on that far side.
And look, we've seen how the wind can feature all day. It definitely can for Mark. The ball coming into him takes a little bit of a wobble within the air, and he's unfortunate. It clips his leg and goes into touch.
Line out across on that far side, and an opportunity here now as Scott Buckley is going to throw this one in. Well taken there at the front of the lineup. Nothing stupid from a Christian's point of view now, Donegal.
Absolutely, and Ford unlucky not to rob that ball yet again.
Up the jumper, I'm sure Christians will do. Just pick and drive and try and make, even if they just make a centimetre, will do them at this stage. They're trying to direct him around. Alex O'Brien just picks this one and goes. Makes a couple of metres, but a couple of metres is good enough. Referee has said held on by O'Brien, and we were just saying nothing stupid from a Christian's point of view. They don't release it. Penalty to Prez.
Absolutely, and here's the moments. These are the big games now where you need your players in. You could, to put in a big performance. This is very tough for Prez, though, into this wind as well, to, nearly go 80 metres down the pitch.
Well, the referee has said that this is pretty much the last play. It's gone to touch. They had the penalty. The time is now in red. So this is the last play of the game. He's told Christians, he's told Prez. So if Prez are to win it, they have to manufacture something from inside their own half. This is nervy times for everybody.
Absolutely, especially the coaches, all the coaches involved. An awful lot of work goes into moments like this, Liam.
And it comes down to this line out across on that far side. Here it comes.
Just small set.
The referee just wants a reset again.
Yeah, but just look at the touch judge's flag if you want an idea how tough it is in throwing conditions today.
Christians have robbed it. That's surely that Adrian Bryan. One possession of it, Aidan Bryan. He could be the hero. It's into touch. There is the final whistle. And Christians have done it. They've beaten Prez. Watch what it means to everybody here. And Christians, Brothers College Cork, will claim the bragging rights. Title number 30, their first time since 2016 winning the Munster School Senior Cup, and you'd have to say they deserve it, Donegal Callahan. There's a smile on your face.
Yeah, absolutely, especially with the second half. I think they controlled the game really well. Hooley was fantastic. There was a number of great players for both Prez and Christians today. Look, it's tough for Prez because losing in a big game like this, but Christians, I think, on merit of the second half, thoroughly deserved it.
Well, 2016 since their last win. It'll feel like an eternity, I suppose, for Christians to have not won it in 9 years, but from their point of view, they've avenged last year. They came here and were beaten by a single point by Glenstall in this very venue. The pitch has changed, of course. It's now an artificial pitch. We have the winning manager. Let's go down to Shane.
Tommy, what a victory. Put that into words for me.
I'm a bit lost for words, but we're absolutely delighted. It's a game that had everything, full of chills and spills, a typical cup derby between Christians and Prez. We're just delighted. We'll take it at the smallest margin, but we're just delighted to get across the line. Absolutely delighted.
You play down when I was chatting to it beforehand about how historic this is. This is 30 titles for CBC. This is history, Tommy.
Well, I couldn't mention it before the game, but we are absolutely delighted to take our 30th title. They're all hard fought, but look, our noses are in front. I'm absolutely thrilled for the guys. Scott Buckley, the leadership they showed there, and there was no panic. They knew what they were doing, and I'm just thrilled for them. Great bunch of guys.
A word on Scott Buckley. He broke 2 bones in his foot last year. He came back and he led from the front today.
Well, he is your talisman. He's our leader. He's everything we look for in the type of guy, the characters we have in Christians. And I'm just so pleased for him. He had an awful lot of bad injuries, but he's led this team from start to finish, and he's a wonderful captain.
Does it make it all the sweeter beating PBC?
Well, cup finals are cup finals. I don't care. We lost last year, we won this year. I'm just delighted to get across the line, so thank you.
Tommy, you can see you're eager to get into the celebrations. Off you go. Listen, Tommy, you're a gentleman. Thanks so much. Back to Liam and Donegal.
Thanks, Shane. Shane did exceptionally well not to get carried away in the wave of Christian supporters down there, but, well, that's the other side of it then, I suppose. The heartbreak that is from a Prez point of view. Beaten in this Munster School Senior Cup final. Well, it's finished here. Christians, well, they've done it for the first time since 2016. It's finished Christians 5, Prez 3. We'll be back.
The Republic of Ireland versus Luxembourg, live on Air Sport.
When we show our colours, we show much more than support. We show where we're from and what we stand for. We represent our family, our community, and our club. Our colours are everything. They represent something extraordinary. Our true colours. The AIB GAA Club Championships. Be there, all the way.
Opportunity keeps knocking. The question is, will I make it, mine or drop it? My heart is pumping, my mind been pondering. It's everything or nothing. Yeah, I never did it for the mass appeal. Committed 10,000 hours trying to master skill. Yeah, this is what my dreams are made of. And every night I didn't sleep is gonna pay off. For everyone that ever doubted me, they way off. Set, ready, go for the takeoff.
Cavaliers of Charleville, come on, get behind the wheel.
The 2019 Ford range is now in stock at Cavaliers. Right now, you can test drive our most popular models, including the new Fiesta, Focus, EcoSport and Kuga at either of our dealerships in Charleville or Mallow. Whilst there, why not check out the new sporty ST line series available across most models with distinctive ST styling and Ford Sync 3 media system. With Ford vans and commercials available at 3.9% APR finance and a 5-year warranty, Cavaliers is the name you can trust for Ford in Munster. New location now open in Mallow.
Cavaliers of Charleville.
Collect and use real rewards points when you pay your air bill. Link your card to your air account today to get 100 bonus points. Super Value Real Rewards. We're all about you.
Whichever skier you are, Crystal Ski has a holiday to suit you. See crystalski.ie.
I was going to play golf today, but the fam wanted to go hiking. Great call, guys!
Just punch him in the nose!
It's not a shark. Don't make the same mistake I did. Download the Golf Now app and instantly book a tee time, 24/7. Plus, you get free features like GPS and score tracking.
I'm gonna distract it!
All right. Nope. Please stop helping!
Why golf later when you can golf now? Go play.
Throw me my 9-iron!
Welcome to the latest episode of The Fighter on Air Sport. I'm Kevin Byrne, and with me tonight are title contenders Tyrone McKenna and Tyrone McCullough. Is it true that you once won a half marathon hungover after eating KFC?
One bike fight away from being in the top 10, and that's when you get your world title shot.
I would love to fight Madison Square Garden. I see Paddy Barnes fight there. He gets everything. He's lucky man too.
Well, lads, this is cosy down here. I'm in the thick of it with the CBC fans, the CBC students, and the CBC captain, Scott Buckley. Can you put that into words for me?
Look, lads, you know, we were under no illusions. That was an unbelievable game. Prez really put it up to us. Like, from the start, we had to dig deep, and closing it out in the last minute is just unbelievable. Surrounded by all the lads, just unbelievable, you know.
You were on the bench last year for the defeat to Glenstal Abbey. Does this make this victory all the sweeter?
Look, after 6 years in CBC, like, these are the days we dream of, and we came just short last year, but look, finishing out this year, my last year, with this crowd, it's just unbelievable, you know? Couldn't put it into words.
Can you talk us through the try, or can you remember it?
No, it was probably a Haskell Plus going over the line, I can't remember it. Yeah.
Well, listen, Scott, I think you have a trophy to go up there and collect there, so go enjoy yourself.
Thanks very much, Shane. Well, I'd rather him than me down there to the Cook. Alan, you know what this is like. You've experienced being in the centre of this. this is days that players live for.
Absolutely, and Scott touched on it there. As soon as you walk in the door as a first-year boy, it's like all the attention is on the rugby. It's a rugby school. Obviously, there's other brilliant sports within it, but you know, when you go to Christians, that's what we play, and it's what you look forward to talking out with your classmates and your friends and representing everyone around it. You must say for the Pres boys as well, we saw some of the moments of them, you know, they gave everything today. They're left with a bit of scar, but what you'd want for those young men and all these boys here is to keep playing the game. It might be rugby, it might be something else, but it's important that they, you know, they're talented at rugby, and it would be a shame to see so many of them fall away from it now at this point. We need these guys going into our clubs and our provincial setups.
Well, Scott Buckley has made his way to the presentation area. And for the first time since 2016, Christian Brothers College Cork are the outright winners of the Clayton Munster School Senior Cup. And they hold the history of number 30, and they've already lost the cup. For the 30th time, they are the outright record holders. And that'll be even sweeter in Christians as well tonight, Donncha.
Yeah, absolutely. You look, coaches and people involved in it can't say it, but you want those moments. You want to be able, especially for past players.
Let's have a listen to the captain.
Unbelievable atmosphere throughout the whole game. We couldn't ask for a better occasion. All of Cork is here, and we'd just like to say thank you very much. Look, I'd like to say commiserations to Pres. They really put it up to us. It was an unbelievable battle from the goal. Having to seal it out, working really hard into the win first half. We managed to just lead and going into the half-time. Dogging it out then in the second half, and Pres, credit to you, Louis Bruce and the rest of them. I'd just like to say thank you to all the players, management, Tommy Crow especially. I couldn't have asked for a better coach. Going through my 6 years here in CBC and finishing on this, just unbelievable. I'd like to say thank you very much. So we'll leave it at that and enjoy the celebration. Thank you.
Well, Scott Buckley was on the bench last year when they suffered defeat, but that a beautiful speech, and there is the trophy lift again. He won't get tired of doing that to the Cork, Callahan.
No, not at all. And you know, these boys have a day off tomorrow, but the school will be buzzing on Tuesday when they go in there, and it gives everyone a lift. And look, from the first years and the preschool, everyone that puts time in there. He mentioned Tommy Crow and you know, Dave Lee and you know, Quady, all the guys that do unbelievable work there. Ian Dunn, an awful lot goes into the rugby around Christians, and to see them top of Munster is great. And as a former past pupil, you'd be so proud of the school.
And there's the updated roll of honour. Christians sitting top of it by 1 against the opponents this afternoon. Pres 30-29.
I'll be screenshotting that and sending it on to an awful lot of my former teammates, bar Peter Stringer, who's probably too busy dancing.
So Christians top of the pile in terms of cup titles won, 30 against 29. But what we've seen this afternoon, Donncha, in all seriousness, is a couple of players that really can stand out from a Munster point of view going forward from both sets of teams.
Absolutely. I think we definitely saw standout players on both sides. Look, if I'm honest, I don't think it was the performance like we saw in both semi-finals. I think typical cup final, you just don't want to lose it, and you know, Christians found enough to get over the line. But like I was saying earlier on, both sets of squads there, 50 young men on the pitch. We need these guys coming through now and playing the game at top level. So whatever the clubs or colleges they go into, that they continue to play the game, because they're fantastic players and we need them now.
And there are some traditions that should never die in this Munster School Senior Cup final, and St. Patrick's Day, I think, is one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a buzz. Look, everyone from who plays rugby or involved in rugby in Cork is here, and there's the added buzz as well with the kind of later kick-off that people were able to get into the parade and get out to see it. And look, it's great to see there's a buzz around rugby in Cork, be it the Irish 20s or their school boys. Cork is crying out for more and more big games.
Well, it's been a remarkable, memorable afternoon here at Irish Independent Park in front of an attendance of 5,987. Christian Brothers College Cork have claimed the outright record and move on to title number 30. They've done it here, beating Prez this afternoon in what was a cracking final. But in the end, it's Christians who celebrate. They are the champions of the Clayton Hotel Munster School Senior Cup for 2019. We've enjoyed our day here at Irish Independent Park. Hope you've enjoyed it as well. Christians the champions. From us all, bye-bye.